every night is like a daze. But oh, I feel embraced as I know I'm running late.
My little squirrel friend is back, you guys. He is climbing the pole. Up, he's moving. He's on the loose, y'all. He's going for it. He's going for it. There he is. It kills me how they run across those lines without being electrocuted. Hey, you guys. It's the day before Thanksgiving, and I'm looking for some movies to watch for Thanksgiving. You know what my favorite Thanksgiving movie is in the whole entire world, y'all? It's this one. Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. This is so funny. You know where they're trying to get, like, home for Thanksgiving? He's trying to get home for Thanksgiving, and he ends up meeting him along the way, like, still in his cab, and they become friends and stuff. Yeah, this is my favorite movie to watch for Thanksgiving. You guys should really check it out. Shameless self-promo, you guys. This is the banner that I use whenever I like go do seminars and stuff, so people can like see my channel. See, it has like my main channel and my vlog channel. Look how big that is. That's my hand. Look how big that is. Isn't that cool, you guys? And it has like my little ghost and my little vlog camera. My business cards look like this too. That's crazy, right? But anyway, I'm going to go down here and I'm going to start getting everything ready for Thanksgiving dinner tomorrow. Jasmine's going to help me. And then tomorrow, when we actually do Thanksgiving, I'll vlog that too so you guys can watch it. Oh, you know what a really good movie that I also love too before y'all go, that I always watch around Thanksgiving, is Fried Green Tomatoes. Do you guys not love Fried Green Tomatoes? I love this movie so much. So I think I'll put these two in the DVD player downstairs while we cook Thanksgiving dinner. Okay, you guys. So I'll be back in a minute. I'm going to show you guys how we prepare our Thanksgiving feast, and then tomorrow I'll show you how we cook it all. Okay, we're going to start by making our green bean casserole. So what I'm going to do first is I emptied about 5 cans of green beans. Sometimes we do it fresh. Last year we did it fresh. They didn't soften. It was gross. So this year we're using cans. So about 5 cans of green beans. Now, mind you, I have a large family, so that's why we're making a lot. And about 2 cans of the cream of mushroom soup. So I'm going to dump out the cans of cream of mushroom into this bowl, and I'm going to mix it with some milk. Okay, now mind you, I've made this so much that I literally just eyeball everything. So I'm going to put in about 1.5 cups of milk. Let's give that a stir. Now I've already salt and peppered the green beans, so it shouldn't need too much more seasoning. Now when I'm done, I'll probably throw a little more pepper on the top. Now mind you, this is the day before Thanksgiving. We're just getting everything ready, so we're not going to cook it today. We're literally just fixing everything tonight, and then we'll cook it tomorrow. Okay, so now we're just going to dump everything into this foil pan. And this is about the size of a foil lasagna pan. And then I do mine a little different. I mix like a bunch of green onions in with my green beans. And then I also add some to the top. So now I'm going to add my cream of mushroom soup and my milk mixture. Now some people add cheddar cheese to this. I don't like cheddar cheese in my green bean casserole, so we will not be doing that. But don't get offended. If you do it, I'm sure it's good. Now if you start to stir it around and you see that there's not enough liquid, you can always add more, but this looks pretty good. I might add a little more milk. We'll have to see how this turns out. But normally you want it kind of resting on the top. Now mind you, these are going to soak all night in the fridge and kind of absorb that mixture. So this looks perfect right here. And now I'm just going to add the rest of the onions on top. Tomorrow before I bake it, I'll probably add some more. And let me add just a little bit more pepper on the top for seasoning. And we're going to put this in the fridge overnight and then cook it tomorrow on Thanksgiving. So that's it for the green bean casserole. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and make the cornbread. Now, mind you, we make 4 boxes of cornbread to go into our dressing. So this isn't to eat as a side. This is literally just to put in our dressing. And we mix it with about a loaf of toasted white bread as well. So we're going to add 4 boxes of the Jiffy corn muffin mix. Okay, now after you've added all 4 boxes, you want to add a cup of milk. And then 4 whole eggs. Now we use large eggs, so if you're using medium, you might want to use like maybe 6. Now if we were using this to actually eat for like cornbread or corn muffins, we would have added a little bit of sugar. But since we're putting it in the dressing, we're not going to add any sugar. Now we're just going to mix it all up. If it looks a little dry, you can always add a little bit more milk. Or even a little bit of hot water if you want. Okay, now we're going to pour it into our pan. We have a rather large baking pan that's deep, so we're just going to cook all of it at once. Again, it's okay if it gets like brown on the top or whatever. We're not going to cook this all the way though. We're going to cook it till about 3/4 of the way done. And then we're going to add it to the dressing because it's going to finish cooking in the oven when we actually cook the entire dressing. Okay, now we're going to put this in a 400-degree oven. And again, we're going to cook that till it's about 3/4 of the way done. Okay, now we're going to be making our baked beans. So what we're going to do is we're going to add 4 cans of beans that are seasoned with bacon. We just use the Bush's baked beans. One is just like hickory and the other one is bacon and brown sugar. So we add 4 cans of that to our small crock pot. We have a crock pot that holds 3 things. So what we're going to add now is the barbecue sauce. Now we're using G's barbecue sauce left over from when he did his ribs. So it's like a fruity barbecue sauce. And we're just going to add all that to it. There's not a whole lot left, maybe 1/4 cup. And now we're going to add about a 1/2 cup of brown sugar just to sweeten it up. And now Jasmine chopped up some onions, so we're going to add that into there, some chopped onions. That's going to be good, marinating all night, people. Okay, now we're going to add a little bit of pepper. And now we got some honey from when the bazaar was going on across the street from my house. You guys know I have a bazaar. So yeah, we got some honey from this bee lady who likes to come to the bazaar and bring her bees with her. So if you catch my other vlogs where I'm doing the bazaar, you'll see the bee lady with her bees. And so here's some honey I got from her. I got this big jar of honey, people, for $10. Are you kidding me? That's a steal. So about a teaspoon of honey. And then we're going to stir that in. And that is it for the baked beans. We're going to cover those up and let those sit all night and cook them tomorrow with the rest of the food. Okay, next we're going to do our ham in our crock pot all night. We've got a 4-pound ham. And to that we're going to add a whole can of pineapples, some brown sugar, and again that good old honey from the bazaar. So the whole can of pineapple. Then we're going to add about a 1/2 cup of brown sugar. And about a teaspoon of honey. And we're going to add about a cup of water. Now we're going to put that on high and cook that for about 6 hours. Drop it to medium and keep it cooking. And then by tomorrow morning, it should be the best ham ever. Okay, we have everything ready to make the dressing. We've toasted up all the bread. We have the cornbread ready. We have the broth now. About a week ago, we made some whole chickens, and so I have a lot of broth left from that, and so we're going to use that. If it's not enough broth, I did buy a container of broth, and then we've got our poultry seasoning, our sage, some rotisserie chicken we're going to throw in there, some celery, some onions, some salt, some pepper, and so yeah, we're going to get started to make this dressing. So the very first thing we're going to do is add some butter to the pan to get ready to saute our onion and our celery. And we'll add a little bit of splash of oil. Okay, now when that starts to melt, we're going to go ahead and throw in our onion and our celery. And we'll add the little bit of rotisserie chicken that we have. It's not a lot, but we do have a turkey also that G's going to deep fry on his channel. So we're just adding a little bit of flavor. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and add some salt and pepper. Plus some sage and some poultry seasoning. Now you can flavor this to your taste. We just eyeball it. We really don't measure it out at all. And then you just cook all that down until the vegetables are softened, and then we'll go ahead and add all the breads together and then add the broth. Okay, the vegetables have softened, so now we're going to add the mixture to the pan of bread. Now we've already added our cornbread in with our toasted white bread and mixed it all up. So now we're just going to add our vegetable mixture and our broth. Okay, now we're just going to mix that up in there. Okay, now we're just going to add the broth. Like I said before, we had already cooked 2 whole chickens earlier in the week and we saved their broth. So we're going to add that first, and then if we run out, we'll add the container if we still need some. This dressing recipe has been in my family for a lot of years, but it's so simple to make and it tastes so good. So after the broth, you just get your hands in there and you mix it all together. Okay, now we'll season it some more with some more salt, pepper, poultry seasoning, and of course some more sage. You gotta have sage in dressing. So we used about 1.5 loaves of bread. We toasted that. We used 4 boxes of Jiffy cornbread mix. We used 2 quarts of chicken stock. We used a whole thing of celery, 1 whole stalk of celery. Well, not stalk, but 1 whole bunch of celery. And we used about 5 small onions. So now we're just going to remix that all together, and then we're going to push it down in the pan. We're going to foil that up and then let that sit all night and soak up all those juices, and then we're going to cook this tomorrow for Thanksgiving. Okay, now we're going to make our cheesy potatoes. So we have peeled and sliced about 7 potatoes, and now we're going to add some dollops of butter. About 6 dollops of butter, and then we're going to add some salt and pepper, and now we're going to add about 1.5 cups of milk. Now we might add more toward the end if it doesn't look like enough. Okay, now what we're going to do is, if we have sliced up some Velveeta, we're just going to tear off some Velveeta and put it throughout the potatoes. Now tomorrow, while we're cooking it, as that cheese halfway melts, we're going to stir the potatoes and really get it incorporated. Now again, right now, it looks like it has plenty of milk, but in the morning when we open it, the potatoes might have soaked a lot of that up, so we might have to add some more before we start to bake it. The recipes we do are just really simple recipes, just things we've cooked throughout the years that are really simple to prepare and easy to make for a quick Thanksgiving dinner. Really not a whole lot of fuss. Okay, now on top of the cheesy potatoes, you guys, we're going to add some bacon. And it's going to crisp up and be so good and flavorful. Okay, so now we're just going to cover this up and put it in the refrigerator to cook with the rest of the food tomorrow. Okay, you guys, now we're going to make our sweet potatoes. We have peeled and sliced 6 sweet potatoes, And now we're going to add a half a cup of water, 1 cup of brown sugar, a cup and a half of white sugar, a teaspoon of vanilla, and we're going to add some dollops of butter. Probably about 2 big ones. And then we're going to add some pumpkin pie spice. And now we're going to add a drizzle of honey. Okay, and last we're just going to sprinkle on some ground cinnamon. Okay, now we're going to cover this up and put it in the refrigerator and bake it tomorrow with everything else. Okay guys, I know what you're thinking. T, why are you at Little Caesars? Especially when you just showed us all that food you're cooking. Well, you guys, that food is for tomorrow. And I'm exhausted preparing food all day long. So I came to get the kids pizza. I get Little Caesars because it's so close to our house, but I don't like Little Caesars. Of course, I don't eat pizza anyway, but I don't like it myself, not even their breadsticks. Whew, but let me tell you guys, I have been exhausted. I mean, I have just been literally sick and exhausted for the past 2 weeks. Like, what is my life anymore? Like, my life is just full of filming and kids and, you know, readings, classes. It's been a long time since I've just like done something for myself, like just like literally sit down or anything, you know. I know that after the new year I do get like a 2-month break, and I think I'm gonna go on vacation. I don't know, because I'm buying another house and I'm gonna turn the house I have into like my offices. So there's going to be a lot of changes next year. I love my house too much to like let it go. So I'm definitely going to keep that because I love like the old Victorian. And I'm just going to turn it into like my filming studio and offices and things like that. Of course, I'll have a new house, which hopefully I can get some serenity in. Plus it's more out in the country and, you know, get away from this city life. I don't know, you know, I've been doing a lot of soul searching lately, and I'm going to make a lot of changes. So yeah, not really much to talk about on this pre-Thanksgiving day. I basically got food together all day, and we'll cook all day tomorrow, well, all morning, and then we'll eat in the late afternoon. That's what I'm doing today and tomorrow for Thanksgiving. Okay, you guys, it is Thanksgiving Day. And we already have most of our stuff in the convection oven. We already have our breads and our pies done from yesterday. The ham overcooked, you guys. Oh my gosh, so embarrassing. I'll show you that later. And then we're getting ready to make the shells and cheese casserole. There's an apple pie in the other convection oven. We still got to do the rolls. And G has the turkey in the turkey fryer. And you can find that over on his channel called G's Plans. I'll put the link in the description below if y'all want to watch it. So it's Thanksgiving Day and we just got done putting everything in the oven. And while everything's waiting to cook, I just thought I would come up here and talk to you guys for a minute. They're getting ready to put the Christmas tree like right there in that parking lot. And that's where like Santa's workshop is. So where I live is kind of like an old world type street, I guess you could say. Like there's like old buildings everywhere, but a lot of them they've repurposed into like bars and stuff, so that's ridiculous. But there's like the old library, and then there's some old houses and things like that on my block. But they have cool things. It's like called Franklin Street, and they have really cool things where they do like parades and Christmas things and everything like that. So they're gonna have like Santa's workshop, and they're gonna put up like the Christmas tree and things. Almost all my leaves are gone off the tree across from my office, but there are tons of squirrels that come over here from all these trees over there, and then the trees in our yard. But there's also a ton of leaves as you might have seen from G's video where he's constantly raking leaves. But yeah, I'm just kind of sitting here and thinking about some things. There's a lot of things that have changed in my life that I thought I would go over with you guys. And so one of the things is that a lot of things in my life has changed. I basically bought a big house out in the country, and so I'm going to keep the house that I currently have as a filming studio and as an office building for everything that I do, and for all my assistants and employees to have somewhere to go. I was going to buy a building in town, but I thought I basically have the best building in town. So, and it's kind of small. I know my house is big, you guys. I'm not complaining, but it's kind of small for so many people that live in the house. And so I went and got a bigger house, a newer house, a nicer house. And I'm just going to use this for, like I said, for like filming studio and my offices. But yeah, I haven't been well lately. I haven't been really vlogging. I've been filming back to back, and I've just been exhausted, and so I've been trying to rest and take some days off so I can kind of get better. A lot of people that don't know me, you know, always say, oh, you always have headaches, or you're always saying this. And I even had a girl on Facebook one time send me a message talking about how she couldn't be my friend anymore, and she had to unfriend me because I kept putting I had a migraine on my wall. And I'm thinking, okay, whatever. But yeah, I don't, you know, feel well a lot. I have a lot of physical problems that I don't really talk about with anybody. So that's why a lot of times I'm sick and have to like take a break or have to rest or things like that. But I'm getting ready to do Vlogmas, which is like a video a day. So it's like a vlog a day in December. So that's going to be crazy. So you will be hearing a lot from me, and I will be vlogging a lot. So I'm just kind of resting up and getting ready for that. Plus I still have a lot of videos on my main channel. Plus my TV show's getting ready to come out. So there's just a lot going on in my life right now, and I'm still trying to make time for you guys. So yeah, but that's basically what I've been doing. I just kind of wanted to tell everybody why I've kind of been MIA on my vlogs lately. But again, November has been a really hectic month for me. But December will be kind of slow because I'll have some days off and we're not really filming for the TV show. So I'll have more time to dedicate to like my vlogs and my regular videos. So yeah, so I'm going to go down here with Jasmine and finish up cooking this food, and I'll show you that when I'm done. Here's the turkey. It's all done. We got our little pilgrim and our little turkey going. There it is, you guys. Yum. Here we are done. We've got the corn, the barbecue sausages, the baked beans, the green bean casserole, the shells and cheese with potato chips, the cheesy potatoes, the sweet potatoes with the marshmallows, the Mr. Pibb ham. We've got the pumpkin bread, the greens with the bacon. We've got the rolls, the dressing that you guys saw us all make. We've got an apple pie, a pumpkin pie. We do have a pecan pie, but I've already ate like 2 pieces, so I'm not going to show that. And then there's the turkey that G deep fried. Yummy.
Oh, every night is like a daze. But oh, I'm feeling crazy as I know I'm running late. Let's wait just one more day. I know I'm running away from moment.